What is co-parenting? Oftentimes, as lawyers, we start off with a definition. We know that there's a really important word, and what in God's name does it mean? So, when it comes to co-parenting, we hear it all of the time. It's almost crammed down our throats as parents, as lawyers, as litigants, and we need to know exactly what that means. There's no one set, absolute, guaranteed definition of co-parenting. But here's what I approximate it to mean. If you are involved in a paternity case or a divorce case where there are minor children, the word co parenting is thrown out there and bandied about. What it means is this: you and your ex have one child or multiple kids together, and you have to make decisions together, or at least decisions on behalf of your minor child that hopefully both parents agree with. A vast majority of parenting plans include shared parental responsibility. That means that both parents, by the letter of the law, by virtue of your parenting plan contract, both parents are supposed to confer about all or at least most major decisions on behalf of your kids. For example, what are they going to do? What will you do as parents if your child is performing poorly in school? Do you decide on a tutor together? Do you enroll the child in summer care, summer classes? Do you apply for some sort of individual learning plan, an IEP? Do you apply for timed testing? If your child has a medical condition and it's a non-emergency at this point, do you decide on the doctor together, the type of treatments that your child may receive? Do you make decisions about which summer camp they will go to? Do you make decisions on behalf of your child that are decisions that are very important and are decisions that two parents discuss together and ultimately make together in a reasoned fashion? Well, of course. What happens if you cannot agree? Typically, one parent will not really co parent. They will enroll the child or make decisions on behalf of the child for all of those major issues. And then that usually ends up in some grievances and a court action for a motion for clarification, motion for contempt, and what have you. I submit to you that the easiest kind of a parenting plan for one parent and the most frustrating for the other parent is where you have shared parental responsibility with decision-making authority. That means that one parent has to talk to the other parent about all major issues facing that minor child, but that one parent with the tie-breaking vote, the decision-making authority, will ultimately decide what is in that child's best interests, whether the other parent likes it or not, cramming it down their throats. Finally, the type that is the most unilateral, in other words, the kind of parental responsibility that is the most sweeping power and all across the board, is sole parental responsibility, where you make all the decisions and you might not even have to talk to the other parent about it. There are standards that must be met for the court to award a parent any of these three things. The default is shared parental responsibility over most or all major decisions, perhaps with the exception being school designation, as that is, although it's a major decision, it's sometimes treated as a separate issue based on geography, history, quality of school, and what have you. Those are the big three in Florida family law. But is that co-parenting? Is co-parenting just talking about something? Is co-parenting talking about something and then making the decision yourself? Is co-parenting just making the decision without any meeting and conferring with your ex? Probably not. Co-parenting is where you're trying to figure out not what is best for you, not just what your opinion is, but what is best for your child. First, your child gives you their opinion, and then the parent should talk about it. Is there a safety issue? Is there a cost issue? Is there a time issue? Is there a travel issue? What should this child be doing? Are their grades suffering and they shouldn't be doing extracurricular activities? Are they flourishing and they need more extracurricular activities? Are they really good at a particular sport, but it requires additional time from both parents to bring the minor child to that sport? So, co parenting essentially is nuanced. Co parenting is an across the board approach to all things impacting your child. Because if you're not together in the same household, that doesn't de-obligate you or remove that responsibility of finding a way to act as a parent in their best interest. And traditionally and typically, the court says two parents making decisions together is what is in that child's best interest.